Once upon a time, in the middle of a raging storm, a boy walked alone. All around him, the wind screamed and the rain poured. In his hand, he clutched a broken lantern, its light flickering like his own fear. Then suddenly, through the wall of water and wind, he saw a glimmer of hope, a light shining in the darkness ahead. With renewed determination, he pushed on. As he drew closer, he realized the light was coming from the eyes of an old woman who stood silently waiting in the distance. What happened next changed everything. A long time ago, nestled between rolling hills and shrouded in mist, there was a peaceful village. Life was simple and content. People worked the land, cared for their animals, and found joy in the little things. But sometimes when the mist rolled in from the sea, it carried with it an eerie silence and a hint of foreboding. And then there were the stories. Tales whispered around crackling fires of strange occurrences in the mist. Faces twisted in the gloom, shadows that moved just out of sight. Deep in the heart of the village lived a young boy named Finian. Unlike the other children, Finian was never drawn to the mysteries of the mist. He preferred the safety of the familiar, the warmth of his home, and the comfort of those he loved. Yet something within him, a small, insistent voice, yearned for understanding. One evening, as twilight painted the sky in hues of purple and orange, a thick fog descended upon the village. An unnatural stillness fell over the land. Fear, thick and heavy, settled over the villagers. Suddenly, an urgent knock on the door shattered the silence. It was Old Man Hemlock, his face pale and drawn. He spoke in a voice that was hoarse with fear. "The mist! It's taking Elias! Please help!" Before anyone could respond, he collapsed to the ground, his eyes wide with terror. Panic surged through the village. Elias, the baker's son, had vanished into the mist earlier that day, and now Old Man Hemlock's warning echoed their darkest fears. The villagers, their faces etched with worry, turned to Finian. For some reason, he always seemed to find a way through the mist's illusions. They hoped he would bring back Elias, or at least unravel the mist's chilling enigma. Despite his trembling hands and racing heart, Finian nodded, determined to help. Armed with nothing but his courage and a flickering lantern, he stepped into the mist. As the mist swirled around him, it felt as though the world itself was holding its breath. The trees around him seemed to close in, their branches gnarled fingers reaching out. Then, through the swirling gray, he saw a faint light beckoning in the distance. Hope surged through Finian. He quickened his pace, the light guiding him like a silent melody. As he neared the light, the mist parted, revealing a clearing bathed in a soft golden glow. And standing in the center was an old woman with eyes that twinkled like stars. Her presence seemed to soothe the very essence of the mist. Overcome with relief, Finnegan rushed to her, his fear melting away like mist in the morning sun. The old woman, sensing his journey, smiled knowingly. "You have come far, young one," she said, her voice like the chime of distant bells. "And you have faced your fears to do so." When Finian looked back, the mist was gone, replaced by the familiar path leading home. Hand in hand, the old woman and Finian walked toward the village, the rising sun painting the sky with vibrant colors. As they approached, they saw the villagers gathered, their faces etched with worry. Then they saw Elias, safe and sound, standing with Finian. A wave of relief washed over the villagers as Elias recounted his experience. He had stumbled and fallen into a hidden crevice. The mist had concealed it, but the old woman's light had guided Finian to him. The villagers turned to Finian and the old woman, their faces filled with gratitude. "How can we ever repay you?" they asked. The old woman smiled mysteriously. "Just remember," she said, "that even in the darkest of mists, there is always light to be found if you dare to seek it." With that, she disappeared into the morning mist, leaving behind the lingering scent of wildflowers and a profound sense of peace. From that day on, Finian was no longer afraid of the mist. He understood that while fear might linger at the edges, courage could light the way. And sometimes the greatest bravery comes from the smallest, most unexpected sources.